Okay, so it's Assata Israel here. And the word for today is appliance. Like, we often talk about this word when we talk about our kitchen, but the word means an action or process of bringing something into action. So it's like, I made a video and I was just reading the title. It's called, Are You Grounded or Dreaming? So it's like, are you physically creating what you are dreaming of, or is it just in your mind? And we have to be willing to turn it into an appliance. Turn what we dreaming of into an actual appliance. Not saying like a refrigerator, stove, or microwave, but create what it is you feel called to create, what it is you desire to get to release out of you. And it's like that's something you have to take a step away and take a step back from everything that's calling your attention and figure out what it is you want and who you are. And it's like, solitude. I was thinking of the word solitude as well. Like, all solitude is you being with yourself, disappearing from those that aren't serving your highest good. Because, like, they may say that they are, but it's like the moment that you don't do what they want you to, then it's like, how do you want the best for me? You want what you think is best for me. So it's like, that's not cool. That's an American dream. But we have to be rooted in our African hearts and stop American dreaming. We are hearted in Africa. In my opinion, I ain't never seen my heart, but I feel like my heart is the shape of Africa. Because, like, when people, all when I was a kid, they showed us that heart where you go like this with the two lumps and stuff, but your actual heart is like, it's made in a particular shape in the center of your chest. Because then when you did the Pledge of Allegiance, they told you to put your right hand on your chest, on this side of your chest, on your left side of your chest. But in reality, your heart is in the center of your chest. So it's like, these people been trying to twist our minds to go against ourselves ever since, like, at least I know for a fact ever since I've been walking this earth. But, like, in life in general, ever since America was being made, we were transported here. Because you have to remember that we were transported here against our will. And it's like, people be afraid to admit that that's a reality. Like, human trafficking, if you don't like human trafficking, then you have to realize you were transported, you were trafficked here. You've been someone's bitch. The government is your fucking pimp. To keep it real. And I mean that with all due respect and none at all. Like, keep honestly and truly. I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry that we can't see clearly. And it's like, we have to open up our eyes and realize what our real eyes, the real lies. Like, you can talk about black culture and all you want to, and how the revolution is, like, how people that's pro-black, they say super pro-black and they only want to associate with black people. Man, because we aren't united. All of these nations of people have each other. Us as black people, all we do is talk about each other. Like, It's fucking sickening. Like, I fucking hate talking to other people because all they want to do is talk about other people. And that's fucking irritating my fucking mind. So yes, I sit in solitude all the time. And I've been realizing that's why I've been releasing a lot with these videos, and my anger is real. Like, I'm an angry ass black woman. This is the diary of an angry black woman. Her name's Assata Israel. It means she who finds balance with God. Cause I'm mad as hell. And I have a right to be. I have every fucking right to be mad. And can't nobody tell me otherwise. Like, I'm constructively being mad, okay? But I have a right to be. And we all have a right to be, just like we have a right to create the future that we want to be living in. And no one can tell us otherwise. Like, that's what Tupac meant when he said, before we was asking, now we breaking the locks and we coming in. We getting the food for us. We getting it for ourselves at this point. Ain't no more asking. Stop waiting for the people that poisoned you to come save you. It don't work like that. Why would you want them to come save you so that they can do it again and make you think that you free? Like, that's what enslaved. That's what happened when old dude Lincoln freed the slaves. And that's what happened when Lincoln freed the enslaved people, because those are our ancestors. Those are not slaves. Those are our ancestors. Those are enslaved people. And it's like those chills that you feel through your body, that is them calling you for your purpose. That is them telling you to pay attention. Realize with your real eyes the real lies that you've been fed. But at the end of the day, you are what you feed yourself. So if you hanging around a whole bunch of people that's self-hating, well, Ruckus, well, Sambo, that's who you gonna become. Like, you can sit and talk about all of these people all you want to, but at the end of the day, you talking about yourself, because how you feel about them is a direct reflection on how you feel about yourself. Like, it's a difference between an Uncle Tom and a Sambo. Uncle Tom, he thought he was doing what was right. He was being misguided and being misused because he was under the illusion that this is right. This is righteous. And it's like, that's how a lot of people are. Like, it's the Sambos who refuse to believe the truth. It's the Uncle Toms who aren't paying attention enough and lack that knowledge to discern between fact and opinion. And then you have the kids. No, then you have Granddad, who was doing everything. I'm breaking down the Boondocks. you have a lot of people that do whatever is convenient for them. So it's like they just don't care. And it's like, okay, you don't care, but look at what you teaching the youth. Because then you had, can you see it? Because I got a tattoo on my arm for the Boondocks. And it's Huey, hear no evil, Riley, speak no evil, and Jasmine, see no evil. But and the person who did my tattoo is @Zay_tatted. Find him on my Instagram and go get you a tattoo by him. I'm a supporter. I'm a @Zay_tatted supporter. I gotta let you know that. Because he snapped on my fucking tattoo, and that is my tattoo man, for real. And I'm coming for another tattoo, so if you're watching this, I'm letting you know now. Anyways, now since we got the promotion out the way, it's called free promotion. But definitely, like, you have to realize with your real eyes the real lies, and no bullshit when you see it. Like, that's all hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil is. You have to be willing to call out bullshit for what it is. Like, the moment you acknowledge what a evil entity, a demon is doing in your life and in your environment, then that's when you become more powerful, because you are exposing their truth when they only want to live in an illusion. Whoo, look at my throat chakra opening up. Y'all hear my voice getting louder and louder because the truth is coming out. And it's like, God don't want me to stop talking. Like, this is why I be going on rants and stuff, because when you feel, you speaking the truth when your body react to you, what you saying. Like, ain't no, like, I didn't just make my voice increase like this. My passion, my fire on the inside helped me increase my voice, because I just unlocked something that felt blocked. I just became to a realization of something, and that's all we have to do as people. The more realizations that we have and we share, the better off we will be. But we have to be willing to have those tough conversations. We can't just sit in our filth and expect someone to come clean us. We are not babies anymore. And honestly and truly, these babies coming back soon, it's gonna be a child that's out the womb that know how to wipe their ass, or they know how to get up and go to the bathroom. I ain't saying that it'll happen, but I won't be surprised. Like, I literally, right before I made this video, actually the two videos I made before this, but I was on Instagram, and it's dad_vlog. That's where the video came from. But the father told his son not to climb out his high chair. So with the child, and the child listened, but he scooted all across he took his body, he used his mind and his imagination, and he got to where he wanted to go in his high chair. He didn't disobey. He just found another way. And at the end of the day, where there's a will, there's a way. We have to realize that world peace of mind, that is not a facade. You can truly have that. But you have to create it for yourself. You have to imagine what it is that you want and be willing to create it. Like, I'm gonna keep saying this I'm gonna keep saying this Steve Harvey quote, because this was part of my breakthrough recently. He said, the real life is in your imagination, not in your present circumstances. So it's just because you going through what you going through does not mean that's the end of life. Because life is in your imagination. Because once you get through that storm, you're going to rise above, and you're going to look at what you've been through, and you're going to be like, oh. Because, like, I was saving some of my videos so I can create space on my phone. That's why my videos keep ending fast. And then while I was saving my videos, I seen it said a year ago, 5 years ago, and 4 years ago, 10 years ago, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, who's that person? But it's me, just in a different timeline. Like, then I seen a picture of my ex and all of that. And like, I seen when I dropped my sister off for college for the first year. Like, that happened a year ago today. And it was something else too that sparked a little memory that made me smile. But it's like, I rose above what I was going through. Because I used to be so depressed, like, such a Debbie Downer. Like, because I didn't want to be here. Like, if I'm being truly honest, I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to kill myself either. Trigger warning after the fact, but I sincerely didn't want to be here, but I did try. I ain't even gonna sit there and lie, like, the mark on my arm, but I cut it the wrong spot, and it wound up being a mark. I use it as a reminder to never go back to the space that made me want to do that to myself. And I made that promise to myself. A lot of people give themselves a promise ring. I gave myself a battle scar, because just like this cut in my eyebrow, I look at that as a battle scar, because when I was a kid, somebody told my uncle them, they told me that I was too little to ride this bike, and it was like one of those big 10-speed bikes. I was probably like 5 or 6 years old. Never rode on a bike before, for real. But they told me I couldn't do it. And don't get me wrong, you only know what your limits are when you take the risk and see what your limits are. And they kept telling me I couldn't do it. But this one of my friends could, my cousin could. So I'm like, if they can, I can too. That wasn't me being jealous. That wasn't me being envious. That's just me using other people as an inspiration for me to take advantage of the opportunity that I wanted. That's why I call that a battle sky. Like, yeah, it ended in me being pent up under the bike with my head with a cut in my eyebrow because I didn't want to listen. But hey, you ain't got to listen to the people, to the naysayers. Like I said, like I was quoting the Nicki Minaj lyrics yesterday, like, when you go hard, your nays become yays. Because eventually I learned how to ride that bike. I certainly did. But it came with me failing first in order to succeed. Because just because I failed right then, but I kept going. Like, I refused to stop. And it's like, that's why I call this my battle sky, because it happened. And it taught me a lesson. I didn't learn it at the time, but I learned it now. And I use that same sky for when I did what I did. And I use it as a reminder that you are not what you've been through. You are the person that you choose to become. That's why I've been telling myself the quote, we get a daily allowance of 24 hours. That is our chance to change and make better choices for ourselves. How are we spending it? You choose to stress over the things that you won't focus on. You know you want to do something. You don't need more time. You just need more focus. It's just that simple. Like, you can sit there and blame and shame, find guilty and point fingers all you want to. But at the end of the day, hold on, my head itch. At the end of the day, someone got to take the blame for your suffering. And how can you give anybody else the power over your story? Like, if you blame other people for your suffering, that's like giving somebody else the pen to create your life. That's not fair to you, and that's not fair to them, because they got their own pen and their own pages to write. And so do you. You can't have somebody else doing your work just because you don't feel like doing it. You don't feel like carrying your own weight, so you want to put your weight on to other people. You cannot give the bare minimum and expect the bare maximum. It don't work like that. Yeah, the American dream twisted our mind to think that, but we got to be African. We got to be grounded in our African roots. We got to tap into our African hearts and be who we are called to be who we are, make better choices for ourselves so we can act in our call and fulfill our purpose. We are here for a mission. We have to hold values. We have to we have to create what we envision. And that all comes with taking a step back and cutting ties with the things that are not yours. You control what you can. You release what you cannot. It's just that simple. You cannot control other people, places, and things. You can only control yourself and how you react to those things that you are encountering. That's why the quote say, real life is in your imagination, not in your present circumstances. And with that being said, peace and love.